VCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or Copperdoor.com.
Kenzie takes a touch. She'll have one shot to the right side, and it's good.
May takes the snap, hands it off to Helton. Similar play, similar result. This time a stiff arm gets Helton free. He's met at the goal line, but he's in.
With numbers, sends it into the circle. O'Donnell to Kylie, shot, score!
Oh, somebody's got to do it. So now the ball through. Benjamin with it. Left foot, right foot is good.
They have cleaned that up over the years a lot. Oh, nice block.
Snap, looks to pass. May rolls to his right, delivers to the end zone. Back in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
It is a beautiful October day for field hockey. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter for today's Division I field hockey semifinal playoff game between the third seed Londonderry Lancers and the second seed Bedford Bulldogs. I'm Pete MacDonald, standing alongside your play-by-play host, Scott O'Donnell. Scott, we've been here before. It's always a thrill to be high above the stadium, calling playoff high school field hockey. One of these teams heads back to Bedford to play in the championship game on Saturday, and one goes home, and should be a great game.
That's what it's all about. The stakes couldn't get higher than they are right now. So this Bedford Bulldogs team, what a season they've had, Pete. 14 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. That 1 loss came to the defending state champion, Keene Blackbirds. Went into overtime, ended up getting called for a foul that resulted in a stroke. And as you know, on a stroke shot, that's almost guaranteed a goal when they're only about 10 feet out, taking a shot right on the goalie. So these Bulldogs should be so proud of their season. They've just been unbelievable, incredible teamwork, led by Coach Kate Gaudreau and assistant coach Karen Putney. They have just laid it all on the line, just been an offensive powerhouse top to bottom. And emerging stars coming up. Freshman Abigail Lane, you'll see her playing center midfield at number 9 as play gets underway, and here we go. Lancers move the ball up across the 50. Chambers trying to stick handle through traffic, moves it up across into center field. Battled for there with McKinnon. Lindsay McKinnon comes away with it, pushes it up. Tries to go backside, getting it into the shooter circle. Ball gets knocked down. They're going to call a foul on the Bulldogs. And Minahan will take it. Tries to get it back to Chambers. Ball poked through. Ends up catching the foot of a Bulldog player. So that'll be a free hit for Londonderry. Chambers pushes it in, tries to go in the circle. Referee's going to call dangerous play there as that ball came up high. And Carly Hodgson-Rogers moves it quickly up to Montagano. Out wide to Wolf. Wolf lays it out for Lenti. Lenti on the run, trying to catch up with it. She collides with the defender there, number 21, Silvestro. Ball goes out of bounds, but that'll be Bulldog side in. Senior midfielder Grace Wolf puts it back to captain Eloise Montagano. Ball chips up across the 20. Mary Lenti, sophomore attack, moves in towards the circle. Nicely defended there by number 11, Annika Lewis. O'Donnell gets a piece of it. Tries to push it over to Rogers. And they're going to get a free hit out of this. Londonderry goes quickly. Grace Wolf knocks it down. Ball chipped back out to the 35. Bedford commits a foul. Chambers will reset at the 35 in her own territory. She's looking for a lane. sends a lift up the field, gets all the way up across the 50. McKinnon stick handling up across the 35. Senior captain Mia Catane defending there. Carly Hodgson-Rogers knocks it down, pushes it back upfield. And Carly Hodgson-Rogers is able to get the Lancers to commit a foul. Hodgson-Rogers up to her sister Vi Hodgson-Rogers. She pushes it up to the 40. Chambers trying to stick handle through traffic. She ends up committing a foul. That'll be a free hit going in the favor of the Bulldogs. Lenti for the Bulldogs. Cuts up across the 50. Trying to advance. Finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell up across the 25. McKinnon, stick tackle there. Tries to send it. Montagano and O'Donnell try to work McKinnon, but she comes away with it. Elaine steals, comes back the other way. Pushes the ball up towards the shooter circle. Putney chips at it. Battling one-on-one with the Lancer defender. Chambers goes backhand reverse, goes off McKinnon's stick and out of bounds. Well, we're off to a fast-paced start here, Pete.
We sure are. And Londonderry, both teams obviously are hungry to get to the championship on Saturday evening. But Londonderry, last time they were in, actually state champions was 2017. They're about 8 years out from their last title. They also won again in 2008. Of course, for Bedford, this would be a seminal event for them, their very first since the school started.
Certainly will, as Montagano shovels it in towards the net. Lenti chops at it, ends up getting the call to go the Bulldogs' way. We're going to have the first corner of the night. And we'll see what Coach Kate Gaudreau has cooked up as far as this corner play goes. Senior midfielder Grace Wolf down at the baseline. Londonderry players are set. Wolf inserts up top to O'Donnell. O'Donnell comes right, shoots hard, right towards the net, knocked down there. Referee's going to call that as a free hit for the Bulldogs, as that did not get through. Good strike by O'Donnell towards the net. But Londonderry charges back up the field. Anna Ray on defense, clears it out to Catane. Bulldogs trying to work quickly with the passing and filter the ball into Montagano. They're going to call back a stick off of Montagano. Chambers tries to go quickly. O'Donnell comes back up across the 50. Oh, referee's going to reset. And slow Montagano down and send her back all the way to about the 40-yard line. I'm sure the nerves are getting the best of the players out here, Pete. There's certainly quick play. And we'll see how this game transpires. These two teams met during the regular season and had an absolute battle that resulted in a 2-1 victory for the Bulldogs. But Londonderry's goalie, Molly Tharrington, really played well that day as the Bulldogs come back up the field. Ball laid out to Lenti. Lenti cuts back. Hits Elaine. Elaine tries to put it down low. O'Donnell comes back to steal from Chambers. Can't. Wolf has it. Quick pass into O'Donnell in the circle. Catches her in the leg. So the Lancers will have a free hit. They push it up the field. Catane comes back with it at the 40. Looking for a place. Drops it. O'Donnell touch pass to Putney on the outside. Putney back in. Knocked down by Chambers again. Ball battled for. McKinnon comes away with it for the Lancers. She pushes it up all the way to the 45. Catane is there. Senior captain defender for the Bulldogs. Callahan pursues, but Catane comes away with it. Hodgson-Rogers chips it up the field. Putney comes and gets it. Referee's going to call a foul on Putney. It'll be a free hit for the Lancers. They try to clear. And referee doesn't like what they see from the Bulldogs, so another penalty called. McKinnon takes it, drills it upfield, gets up to about the 50. One-touch pass from Wolf to O'Donnell with room. Dishes to Putney. Putney towards the shooter circle. Shot towards the net. Kick save by Tharrington. But you can't kick that ball up in the air. It's considered a dangerous play. And the Bulldogs are going to get the second corner of their game. Bulldogs on that first attempt went with a straight shot from O'Donnell that was knocked down there by Silvestro. Wolf up top. O'Donnell slips right, goes back left to Montagano. Wrist shot towards the net, bounces in, and the Bulldogs are on the board. They're up 1-0 here early in the first quarter of the semifinal matchup. Beautiful execution on the corner. Grace Wolf up to O'Donnell. She slips right, goes back door to Montagano, and Montagano with a beautiful quick wrister. That ball got deflected in front. I'm not certain who ends up gonna get credit for that goal. But Grace Wolf was there. We'll wait for the official call.
Terrific corner by the Bulldogs. It's exactly what you want to see in a scoring opportunity like that. And the names don't surprise me. I hear O'Donnell, I hear Montagano.
That was a goal scored by Eloise Montagano, who's been just unbelievable all season. O'Donnell slips a pass again to Putney. Putney trying to get around the defender. Nice play there by Hannah Lynn Scott for the Lancers. McKinnon will take it with the free hit. She pushes it up to the 30. She finds Chambers. Chambers looking for an outlet. She goes across field up to Delory. Delory. There's Montagano again. Steals it. Gets it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell spins. Shot. Nice pad save there by Harrington, but she kicked that ball up in the air as that was coming in with some heat on it. And that'll be another corner awarded to the Bulldogs. That'll be the third of the night. Beautiful passing. Great field vision from Montagano. She's been doing it all season, folks. Just the quarterback of this offense. An incredible player for the Bulldogs. Wolf up top to O'Donnell. O'Donnell over to Montagano. Montagano back to O'Donnell. Tries to strike, gets deflected. Almost out of the circle. O'Donnell tries a quick turnaround shot. Referee's going to blow the whistle and call that a dangerous hit. Londonderry will have it from their own 16 with the free hit. Number 15, Delory, will take it. Delory tries to lift it. Knocked down quickly by Lenti. Lenti to O'Donnell. Back pass to Montagano. Montagano in the circle. Lenti shot to Putney on the wide side, but Putney just couldn't get it home there. Beautiful passing back and forth. O'Donnell, Lenti, Montagano to Putney. Just out of her reach. Putney's had an incredible season. Her and Lenti in around the net, just scooping up rebounds and putting it in the back. And this, you're seeing what has been just consistent all year is this Bedford offense just completely dominant so far here today. Montagano wrists it up, goes across the 35. McKinnon tries to come back. Gets it to the 50. It's going to be Bulldog ball coming back the other way. McKinnon knocks it down. Elaine gets it for the Bulldogs. She tries to come out wide. McKinnon again steals it, trying to work up the across the 50. Montagano bodies her. They're going to get a call to go their way, and the Lancers drive it up the field. Carly Hodgson-Rogers out to Ray. Ray to Wolf. Wolf up across the 50, trying to chip it up across the 35. Can't get it there. Montagano's there. She gets it. She lifts it. Wolf chips it up in the air. Referee is going to call another dangerous play as the Bulldogs are trying to strike quickly. Big lift upfield. Elaine steps up, knocks it down. Referee is going to say she didn't give Chambers 5 yards to play that ball. And the Lancers will come up with it. Chambers looking for a spot. Elaine puts a stick tackle down, catches her hand. That's going to be another free hit for the Lancers. Now Chambers moves up. Delory takes it, sends it in. It gets into the shooter circle. Battled for. Referee's going to call a corner. for the Lancers, as that infraction took place just inside the shooter circle.
Just inside. Off a foot.
Lancers with their first corner of the game. Delory's got a big shot. I imagine the ball's going to come up top to her. Chambers up top to Delory. McKinnon chops at it, back into the circle. Bulldogs go to clear. They're able to catch the foot of a Lancer player, and the Bulldogs will have the free hit from the 16. Referee blows the whistle again to slow the Bulldogs down. And Bedford lifts it all the way up to the 30. Lenty's there, trying to work the sideline. Referee calls a foul. This referee's very active on the whistle here in the first quarter, Pete. I hope that's not the way the rest of this game's going to go.
Maybe like the players, they all have a little bit of nerves right now. They're settling down. Certainly Bedford's settling in.
Well, you and I called the game last year where I think it was Pinkerton, and I forget who they were playing, but literally there were some calls real late that changed the course of the outcome of that game. It was unfortunate to see. And I give all the credit in the world to these referees. They do a great job. They work really hard. You know, essentially they're volunteering, right? You know, and
that's right.
It's a fast game. It's a very nuanced game. For those viewers at home that are going to be watching us later tonight or tomorrow, a lot of these calls are foot calls. It's when players get hit in the foot. You can't do that in the game of field hockey. You can't use the back of your stick. So those are a lot of calls too. And then when you get a free hit, they're supposed to get a free 5 yards in order to get that ball off. As Lenty comes charging up, slowing down the Lancers, O'Donnell chips at it, ends up getting them to commit a foul. Montagano trying to send the offense up the field, a little too far for them to handle. And Lewis comes away with it with some nice stick work. Montagano steals it back. She goes backhand. Nice ball. She lays it out far side to Wolf. Wolf runs into it at the 15. She pushes it up to Lenty. Lenty into the circle. Shot. Ball goes left of the goal, just wide. But as you see, Pete, and this has been all season, the Bulldogs can transition from their defensive zone up the field very quickly. They are effective passers. Everything runs through Eloise Montagano. She can lift the ball, which is one of the skills that you so rarely see at the high school level. And here she goes again, steals the ball, sends it upfield, trying to catch O'Donnell. O'Donnell battling for it. Delory comes away with it. She goes backhand, a beautiful effort. That ball goes almost to the 50. But it'll be a side in for the Bulldogs. Catane to Elaine. Elaine one-times it to Montagano. Chambers steals it. Chambers trying to go back the other way, and time is going to expire here at the end of the first quarter. We have your Bedford Bulldogs up 1-0 at the end of one.
We at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire restaurants, T-Bones or the Copper Door. It's nice to go out of the first quarter with a point on the board. I think the Bulldogs have settled in. I think the first 6 minutes, everyone had some nerves, including us, and we're getting into a rhythm here. So it's really fascinating. I've not had the opportunity to follow field hockey this year, but have watched it and called games with you over the last 4 years prior. And what you're seeing here today, you talk about the passing. I've never seen such passing at the high school level as I'm seeing here in this semifinal game with the Bulldogs. They're just spot on. And to your point, They've got Montagano just the go-to and kind of quarterbacking the effort, and they've got O'Donnell who just fires off rockets. No wonder it hits the goalie and it goes up in the air and it's a corner, because what else do you do? That thing is coming in at high speed.
Yeah, the maturity this year, from over the years, watching this Bulldog program, Pete, and you've been a part of it. We're going on now, you and I, 6-8 years, right? And to watch this program just build and build and build. Yep. This is a historic moment for the Bedford High School field hockey team. It's my understanding they've never been to a semifinal game, and here they are.
Yep.
So win or go home, but regardless, they have a lot to be proud of here. They have certainly developed. They've worked hard over the years. Your daughter leaving the program last year, now out at Ithaca College playing her college field hockey, developed all kinds of talent, and so many kids that have gone on to play not only field hockey, but lacrosse and basketball and other sports out of the Bedford system. And I want to really highlight girls' sports up at the high school.
Yes.
And the amount of money, time, attention, all the things that the athletic director, the teachers, the parents, and the boosters do to support these programs. And it's shown because they've had so much success over the last couple of years as play gets back underway here, starting off the second quarter. Bulldogs up 1-0, and they're going to get a free hit. And that'll be spotted at the 45. Catane, quick pass to Montagano. She tries to go with the one-timer and whiffs on it. So Chambers will get it back for the Lancers. Chambers pushes it up across the 50. Montagano once again comes away with it. O'Donnell trying to chip it up over the top of the defender. The two of them collide, and O'Donnell's going to get the call. She comes now across the 25, shot towards the circle, knocked down nicely there. And McKinnon, stick handling, one-handed, beautiful skill work there, but she loses it out of bounds. McKinnon's sister is also off, I believe, at Ithaca College playing her college field hockey. And Londonderry also has had a lot of success over the years. As you mentioned, a championship a few years ago, and their sports have also had all kinds of different victories and state championships as well. So this is one heck of a rivalry when it comes to these two teams. O'Donnell works her way into the circle, looks for an opportunity, goes backhand. Ball goes wide as she doesn't get all of it. And that ball will come back out to the 16, and the Lancers will have a free hit. Ball cleared all the way up to the 40. Catane is there, senior defense captain. She goes up to Montagano. Montagano pushes it up to Putney. Putney trying to stick handle into the circle, ends up getting a foul called on her, and Chambers will take it back the other way. Ball drilled up to the 30 off the stick of Vi Hodgson Rogers and out of bounds. We have a lot of sisters on the team this year. So Ella Putney is a senior attack with a ton of goals this year. She's just been outstanding. Her sister, Addie Putney, is also part of the team as a sophomore. She's had some key goals this season as well. And then you've got Carly and Vi Hodgson Rogers, who have just been complete staples out here. Just solid play all year round, incredible hustle. And then on top of that, you have senior captain Eloise Montagano and her sister Liza Montagano also on the team. So it's really been nice to see these girls and getting ready to patch the torch as the Bedford Bulldogs boast 15 seniors as part of this roster. Putney works it up across the 30, gets it into O'Donnell. O'Donnell cuts across the 20, trying to get into the shooter circle, sends it. Ball gets knocked down. Lenti comes away with it. Lenti back to Montagano. Shot. Pad save there.
Terrific
by
save.
Harrington, as that one came up high real quick. And Harrington put her arms up and stopped that from going in the back of the net. Beautiful wrist shot there from Montagano as Elaine tries to work back into the circle, goes off a Lancer player's stick, and that'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Lancers haven't allowed a lot of goals in the regular season. They allowed a total of 18, so that's just about one a game. So And they also had 4 shutouts, so it's not going to be easy to get the ball in the net.
No, it certainly isn't. Harrington's a great goalie. She
Yes, she
really,
is.
last time the Bulldogs played at Londonderry, of course you got to account for the grass. The surface changes the
Yes.
structure of the game. However, she played a great game. She was square to the ball on pretty much every shot. In fact, Bedford's 2 goals came from scrambles right out in front, I think off of rebounds, as once again Montagano shoots the ball beautifully up across the 20-yard line. Lenti chased it down. O'Donnell reaches for it. Chambers is going to get a free hit. She sends it upfield. Hodgson Rogers is there. Goes off of her foot. And Chambers is going to come away with it. She passes it up to her teammate, Ayotte. Ayotte goes far side. Bulldogs commit another foul. Lancers from the 35. Carly Hodgson Rogers shoots up, intercepts. O'Donnell tap pass over to Wolf. Wolf up to Lenti. Lenti trying to go back inside to O'Donnell. That was intercepted there. Lancers back on the attack into Bedford territory. This time Catane is there for Bedford. O'Donnell, quick tap pass to Vi Hodgson Rogers. She feeds it up back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell tries to stick handle, ends up getting the Lancers to commit a foul. She's got it from the 20. Moves into the shooter circle. Over to Lenti to try the one-timer. And Lenti tries to redirect it. It just doesn't go towards the net as O'Donnell ripped it into the circle. And that ball is going to stay in the possession of Bedford, and Montagano is going to go to work. Montagano from the 25. Stick handles in. Finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell chases it. McKinnon. Quick flip pass up the field. She's able to catch Callahan. This time Chambers commits the foul. Montagano gets it back. She's looking for a lane. This time she goes outside. Grace Wolf darts up to the 5. Trying to get it as Silvestro sends it up the field. That ball will go out of bounds. Bedford will have the side in. And it'll be senior midfielder Grace Wolf into Montagano. Montagano stick handling through trouble. Lenti back to Montagano. Montagano tries to wrist it. Knocked down. Lenti chips at it. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be another corner awarded to the Bulldogs off that play. The 4th corner for the Bulldogs of the night. We'll see what Coach Kate Gaudreau has cooked up for this one as senior captain Tegan O'Donnell attack for the Bulldogs is down on the goal line, waiting for the referee's signal. O'Donnell sends it in, up to Lenti. Lenti knocks it down, back to O'Donnell. Shot. Montagano gets a rebound, flips it towards the net. Harrington with another save. Putney back out in front, scrambled for, and another corner will be awarded to the Bulldogs as number 11, Lewis, stepped out but ended up catching it on her leg.
Good aggressive corner there. They just kept at the ball, and earned their 5th corner for the game so far.
It certainly is. Wolf inserts to Putney. Putney. Referee blows the whistle. Someone left early, and she's going to call Lenti on the back side for Bedford. She'll be sent back to the 50-yard line, and players will have to reset. Wolf up to Putney. Putney finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell looks for room, turns, tries to go backhand, doesn't get it off. And they're going to call a dangerous play as she tried to do the reverse. And the Lancers come up with it. Move it across the 40. Ray. Back pass. Carly Hodgson Rogers. Feeds it near side of the field to Catane. Catane up across the 35. She kicks it up to Vi Hodgson Rogers. Beautiful 360 stick handle in the between the legs of Chambers. Finds O'Donnell in the circle. Just loses the grip. Looks for room. Gets a shot off. Ball goes up over the net. And referee blows the whistle dead, I think, before O'Donnell shot. as she awards the Lancers with a free hit. Must have hit O'Donnell's foot back there. And the Lancers clear it up to the 35. Chambers looking for room, tries to move it up. Montagano gets her body in the way. Referees call the foul. Call another foul on Montagano for reaching. Chambers with a beautiful lift upfield. Ray tries to knock it down. Bulldogs got lucky on that call as the Lancer player did not give Ray 5 yards to play that ball out of the air. Ray pokes it off the Lancer player's stick. Bulldogs on the side in. Ray goes upfield. Chambers intercepts. She's on the march. She moves it up. Catane swipes it away. Vi Hodgson-Rogers comes back to Catane. Catane trying to clear it. She gets bodied by number 10, Callahan. Got the free hit, didn't get all of it. Vi Hodgson-Rogers is there, gets it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell lays it out to Putney. Putney looking for a lane, tries to go back in, but McKinnon's there. Catane finds Montagano. Montagano will get a free hit off a foul. Montagano decides to go with the lift. That goes up almost 25, 30 yards. Putney knocks it down, catches her in the leg. Referee's going to call that ball going back the other way. Number 2, Grace Paul will take it for Londonderry. Paul pushes it upfield. Knocked down at the 35, driven up. Wolf trying to find Lenti. O'Donnell comes away with it. Chambers chops at it. They end up calling, I believe, a third-party call on that. Not quite sure. Nonetheless, it'll be Londonderry's ball. And Chambers comes away with it. Londonderry quickly up over the 50. Slide it in. Another whistle by the referees. Going to call another foul on the Bulldogs. We've got 4 minutes left on the clock in the second quarter. Bulldogs still up 1-0. It's a battle at midfield. Referee's going to call a foul on O'Donnell for reaching over the top of the defender. Essentially, you got to play the defender, squared up. You can't reach around their side and try and get the ball. And now another call going back the other way. This will be in the favor of the Bulldogs. Catane from the 30 finds Montagano. Montagano scoops it up. Tried to get it up across the 40. Lancers come away with it. Chambers stick handles around the 45. She sends it upfield. Montagano knocks it down. She pushes it up, laying it out for Lenti. Lenti chips at it. Working the 40, gets it back to Montagano. Montagano puts it up to O'Donnell. O'Donnell up across the 25, cuts back the other way. Montagano comes away with it again. Referee's going to call that ball going off the foot of Montagano. Lots of whistles out here tonight. Under 3 minutes left here in the second quarter. And Chambers drives it up the field. Beautiful ball as that goes all the way up into Bedford territory, all the way down to the 30. Catane, nice stick handle as she jukes around the defender. Vi Hodgson-Rogers pushes it upfield. Chambers reaches back, disrupts the play. Lenti tries to move it up. Gets the Lancers to commit a foul. Ball into the shooter circle. O'Donnell working against Silvestro. They're going to call O'Donnell on the body. And it'll be a free hit as Chambers sends it up to the 40. Lancers work across the 50. Ray knocks it right back down. Vi Hodgson-Rogers spins, looking for the way to advance it. Can't. Ball comes up across the 50. Abby Elaine comes away with it. Tries to move it upfield. Finally gets to Lenti. Lenti at the 50. Lays it out. O'Donnell gives chase. Sylvester at her. Silvestro takes it away. They're going to call a foul on Silvestro. O'Donnell will have it. Gets it to Montagano. Montagano at the 20, into the 15. Shot just wide to the left as she got all of that ball. Beautiful shot by Eloise Montagano, just not on the net. As this game is just flying by here in the second quarter, just about a minute left here on the clock. Grace Wolf will take it for the Bulldogs. On the side in, referee blows the whistle. Playback underway. Chambers steals it away. Lancers have to hurry. 35 seconds left on the clock. They're charging up the field. Bulldogs commit a foul. 30 seconds. Chambers up the field, knocked down by Elaine. Referee is going to call a free hit for the Bulldogs going the other way. Montagano lays it out, far side. Grace Wolf has it. Wolf trying to set it upfield, knocked down there. Lancers come back the other way. 10 seconds on the clock. Ray chips it up to Montagano. Montagano from the 45, scoots it back to Lenti. Lenti chips it up the field. 2-1 end of the first half, with the Bedford Bulldogs hanging on to the lead here, 1-0 after 2. And this is shaping up to be one of those games, Pete, where you can see the Bulldogs just pouring on the offense, opportunity after opportunity. They're transitioning up the field. They're winning the battles. We hate to see the Lancers, and you and I have seen a lot of field hockey, if they all of a sudden squirt through and get an opportunity and get a quick one. This is a tie game.
Oh, this is definitely a game right now, and what's surprising, and it shouldn't be because it is playoff caliber field hockey, is between these two teams in the regular season, over 140 goals were scored. Right, Bedford 87 goals in the season. That's averaging 5 per game. Actually, a little more than 5, but you can't get half a point, right? And Londonderry not too shabby either, with 50 goals in the season. So they're averaging it was 16 games, so they're about 4 per game. So you start looking at these stats and you go, okay, this is going to be a high-scoring game. Well, guess what? It's playoff. It's both teams are playing aggressively but defensively minded, and we have a 1-0 game right now. Yeah,
and we've seen it so many times over the years. These semifinal games, it doesn't matter what your regular season record was, right? What matters is who wants it more. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is what's going to happen out on the field as this game develops, and are they going to be able to play smart field hockey? We have a lot of calls out here during this first half of the game. Referees are keeping it really tight. So we'll see how this develops. I really hope this doesn't end up resulting in a call that changes the course of whatever's about to happen. But we've got a great game here. This has been really enjoyable. This first half just absolutely flew by. This is for all the marbles, right? Trying to get over to that state championship game, a semifinal matchup. So we'll see how this second half unfolds.
BCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or Copperdoor.com.
Well, Pete, I'm really wondering what Coach Gaudreau and Putney are saying right now in the huddle. What type of advice they might have for these athletes before they come out to play the biggest second half of their career.
If it was me, I'd say keep doing what you're doing, right? I mean, you're getting the shots. You're some are wide, some are high, some are dead on, and they're blistering shots. The ball will go in, so you got to keep that aggressive stance. You really are controlling the game. Bedford is controlling the game, and they just have to keep doing that, I think. And those balls will go in the net.
I mean, Bedford's ball movement has been incredible. The precision of the passing, again, everything kind of flowing through Eloise Montagano. She's like a field general out there. Stick handling to open space, and then when she's crowded and she has no other play, she knows where to lay the ball so her teammate can run into it. It's really beautiful to watch, and again, that lift is such a dynamic aspect to a player's game. It's such a unique skill, and she certainly has that down. And that's been on full display here. Her skill set, and along with all the other Bulldogs, their field presence, their vision, beautiful passing, moving the ball up the field. So we'll see what Londonderry has in store. This game is a long way from over here with just a narrow lead here, 1-0 by the Bedford Bulldogs.
Yes, indeed. So, again, BCTV and WBNH would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage, including today's semifinal field hockey game. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants, T-Bones, and the Copper Door.
We're about 30 seconds away before the players come back out onto the field, as the sun is slowly setting here out in Exeter.
Just looking at a couple of other Bedford statistics. Irene Sy has not seen a lot of action tonight, and that's very typical for Bedford. 14 goals against is all Division I could score against Bedford this season. That's just remarkable. They have a 16-game season, only 14 goals against. 7 of their games, 7 of the 16, so nearly half were shutouts. And they're holding on to a shutout right now in the first half. But as we know and as we've said, this is playoff field hockey, and shutouts don't last. So.
Yep. For those of you at home, get ready for a wild second half here. So this game could go either way. Chambers for Londonderry has had a great game. You see her every time the ball's on her stick. She's quickly transitioning, great stick handler. Just hasn't had an opportunity to really break free. Same with Delory, number 15. She's done a great job moving the ball around and playing really back at that center mid-back position on the low side of the diamond, and play is back underway. O'Donnell sends it down to Wolf all the way into Bedford territory. Montagano and Wolf play give and go. Ball chipped up to about the 50. Lenti runs after it. Wolf is there, goes to clear it upfield, but catches Lenti in the leg. And that's going to be, referee awards that to the Bulldogs. Inside to O'Donnell. She tries to chip it away. Can't. Comes back to Montagano. Montagano decides let's change fields. Goes to Catane. Catane tries to send it up to Hodgson Rogers. That ball skipped up on her and out of bounds. So the Lancers will have it from about the 50. McKinnon. Lindsay McKinnon sends it near sideline. Catane back to Montagano. Montagano pushes it upfield. Senior Avery Girasol checks in the game. Nice stick handle as she charges up the field, up across the 30 to the 25. Nicely defended there by Delory as she sends it upfield and out of bounds. Montagano gets it back at the 50. She's looking for room. Stick handling around Chambers. Lays it out to Hodgson Rogers. McKinnon tries to do a lift. They're going to call her for a dangerous ball. Hodgson Rogers smartly back to Elaine. Elaine trying to get it up to O'Donnell. O'Donnell does come away with it. Squirts between 3 and 4 defenders into the shooter circle. Looking for an opportunity to get a shot off. Gets knocked down. And referees are going to call the foul on O'Donnell for that. So the Lancers have it. Montagano gets it back. Pushes it into the circle. Lenti pursues. Chips at it. Ends up catching the back of her stick. Excuse me, they call a hack. That's when the stick-on-stick hits and you don't get the ball. That's what the foul is. as Elaine goes far side for Bedford. She's cutting around. Big hook to the 5. Shoots it in towards the net. On net. Lenti tries to chip at it, but that ball goes out of bounds, and that's going to come out to the 25. It'll remain in the possession of Bedford. Montagano. Stick handles to the left. Into the circle. Shovels it in. O'Donnell. Backhand shot. Ball goes high and over the top of the net. Not a lot of room there as Montagano and O'Donnell try to work again to get that offensive chance. And that ball goes sailing over the net. O'Donnell knocks it down. Spins. She gets knocked down. They call the foul on the Lancers, and that's going to be called for a corner. The referee calls those plays when they feel or determine that the player would have made it into the circle if it weren't for the penalty.
Right.
So although the infraction took place outside the circle, the Bulldogs are awarded the corner. This will be the 6th corner of the night for Bedford. Wolf up top. Girasol back down to Wolf. Wolf trying to work that right side. She's trying to spin away. Can't. Nicely defended there by Delory. And Chambers with a big lift. Ball goes out of bounds at about the 38-yard line in Londonderry territory. So the Bulldogs will retain possession. Catane sends it in. Just a little too hot for Montagano. Lancers come up across the 50. On a break. Moving the ball upfield. Chipped at by Ray. Chambers sends it back the other way. Montagano spins. Pushes it all the way out to the 45. Girasol runs back trying to get to it. Ball goes far side. McKinnon had it. Hodgson Rogers comes away with it. Sends it into O'Donnell. O'Donnell, quick touch pass to Girasol. Girasol pushes it up to the 20, but that ball comes up and hits her in the foot. That's going to be a free hit going back the other way for the Lancers. As once again, the Bulldogs at quick passing and break up the sideline. And the ball's cleared all the way up to the 45. Chambers gets it. Tries to go back towards the center of the field. Montagano tries to pull it away. They're going to call Montagano on a reach. Chambers again. Big lift. That ball goes about 20 yards upfield. Catane chips it down, trying to go the other way. Lancers commit the foul. Free hit for the Bulldogs. Catane looking for room. Goes far sideline. Gets it up across the 50. Hodgson Rogers pushes it up to O'Donnell. She's got it at the 40. She lays it out to Lenti. Lenti comes left side. Dishes back to Grace Wolf. Grace Wolf back to Lenti again. Lenti trying to work it into the circle. Ball pops up in the air. And referees are going to call a free hit for the Lancers off a Bulldog foul. Ball up to the 40. Elaine against Chambers. She chips it away from her. Carly Hodgson Rogers goes far side with speed. Looking for Elaine. Gets it up across the 50. Off the stick of McKinnon and out of bounds. And referee's going to say no, that's Lancer's ball. So McKinnon will do the side in. McKinnon chooses to stay far side of the field. Bulldogs try and go back the other way. Chambers knocks it down, sends it back into Bedford territory. We've got a battle along the 50. Lenti comes away with it for Bedford. With a little bit of room, cuts across the 25. She's looking for an opportunity to cut it in. She draws a foul. Takes off and hits it to Montagano. Montagano with a quick stick handle. Looking for Elaine. She slides it in. O'Donnell battling for it, and we're going to get another corner call, I believe, and it is. It's another corner awarded to Bedford as Montagano, O'Donnell, Lenti have been working that side. And every time that the defense collapsed, they've been able to really get that ball into the feet of the defenders to draw these corners. This will be the 7th corner of the night for Bedford.
Great game awareness when you know if you don't have a play, whack that ball, tap it into an opponent's foot. You get what we have right now.
Wolf up top to O'Donnell. O'Donnell looks to go down low, does. Right out in front, scrambled for. Montagano flips it towards the net. Knocked down by Harrington. As Harrington is able to keep that ball from going in. Chambers had the free hit. Referee's going to call O'Donnell for not giving her 5 yards and award a penalty. And the Bulldogs will play shorthanded. Regardless of who that's against, Pete, that call drives me bananas. You get award a free hit, and the player decides to go immediately when the defender hasn't had a chance to even
move.
Go back.
Right.
And that's, anyway, Lenti back underway. Up across the 20. Lenti works it into the circle. Towards the net. Backhand flip. Out in front. Cleared there by the Lancer defender. They're going to say that hit the back of a Bulldog stick. So that ball comes all the way up to the 40 off the free hit. Hodgson Rogers chips at it. Montagano has it. Tries to go far side. Can't. It's knocked down there. Montagano comes back and gets her own ball. Over to Wolf. Wolf trying to chip it up to Lenti again. Again, working that near sideline. They're going to call a hack on that. Stick on stick. Without hitting the ball. And the Lancers come away with it. Delory sends it far side. That ball's just going to be too far away from her teammates for them to gather that in. And Bedford will have the side in. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Bulldogs up 1-0 here in the state semifinal matchup. Both these teams trying to bid for their dance into the championship game. McKinnon on the side in. McKinnon drives it upfield. Knocked down there by Elaine, but that hits her foot. Excuse me, that was Catane. Chambers pushes in the circle. Ball battled for. Goes far side. Lancers chase it. Irene Size there to kick it out of the way. Ball goes out of bounds, but Londonderry will be awarded with the corner. This will be Londonderry's second corner of the game. Bulldogs about to go back to even strength here in a minute. However, the corner is going to play out before the Bedford player can get back out onto the field. Ball inserted. Up top, Chambers. She cuts left, right, shot, knocked down by Elaine. Tries to clear it, and the Lancers commit the foul. Bulldogs will have the free hit. Montagano quickly up to Wolf. Wolf works it up to the 35. Ball stolen back there by Murray. Wolf comes back up, trying to keep it in bounds. Can't. Murray pushes it up the field, up to the 30. Here comes Montagano as she sprints through two defenders. She tries to lay it out for Lenti. Ball goes out of bounds at about the 38-yard line, and the Bulldogs are back to even strength. Great penalty kill there by the Bulldogs. Great opportunity on the corner for the Lancers, but they just can't connect. O'Donnell steals from Chambers. Tries to lay it up the field. Hits the foot of a Lancer player. Montagano goes quickly to Lenti. Lenti tries to pull the ball down. Nicely defended there by Silvestro as she comes up the field. She lays it out to about the 45. Abby Elaine trying to work it. Catches the back of her stick. And Silvestro will come up for the Lancers. She pushes it up across the 50. Montagano's there. She comes back the other way with a beautiful lift. She lays it out. Ball goes down to about the 20-yard line in Lancer territory. O'Donnell trying to box in the defender. Does. Lenti comes away with it. Try to work it, but Chambers comes up. She makes a move up across the 30 and sends the ball up across the 50. Ball all the way down up across the 30. Lancers on the move here. Ray trying to clear it. Bulldogs madly trying to get it out of the circle. Up comes Elaine. She gets it. Sends it out of that shooter circle. Vi Hodgson-Rogers on the far side of the field moves it up, knocks it off the Lancer defender and out of bounds. Under 3 minutes left in the clock, third quarter. State semifinal game. Lancers in Bedford territory from about the 33-yard line in the side end. McKinnon goes. She drives it hard upfield into the shooter circle. Lancers with a chance, trying to cut towards the net, and they're going to be awarded a corner as Anna Ray reached out to try and slow down the Lancer offensive player, Murray. And she commits the foul. This will be the third corner of the night for Londonderry, as Londonderry has done a great job on defense here in the third quarter, Pete.
Yeah, they sure have. There's been a bit of a momentum swing here. At 2 minutes to go here, and it's third corner opportunity for Londonderry.
Ball inbounded, comes up top. Shot towards the net, knocked down by Sy. Scrambled for, in the circle. Elaine pushes it up, ends up getting the Lancers to commit a foul. Great defense there by the Bulldogs. Senior goaltender Irene Sy was ready for it, squared up on that ball and stopped it. But back come the Lancers. McKinnon, far side of the field. She gets her pocket picked, and away comes Montagano. She pushes it all the way down the field. Putney chasing. Gets to the defender. Lancers are able to push it out to free space. Lenti comes away with it. Pushes it back to Montagano. Montagano tries to go near side. Referee blows the whistle. That is a third-party call for two players on the same team trying to play the same ball. And that'll be a free hit for the Lancers from the 40, Chambers. Grace Wolf steals the ball, tries to get up the field. It goes off her foot. Montagano's there to get it back, but battled for along the 50. And Montagano chips at it again. Back and forth we go. Elaine. Abby Elaine. Up Elaine. Here she goes. Up across the 40. Loses the handle. Lancers come back the other way. Delory pushes it up the field. Catane's there. Delory commits the foul. And Catane quickly goes far side. That ball's going to be too far out of the reach of senior attack Ella Putney as that goes out of bounds. 20 seconds left on the clock here in the third quarter. Ball bounces up and out of bounds. And Widener has checked in the game for the Bulldogs. She tries to set quickly on the side in, can't get it through as Delory knocked it down. And the Lancers now come charging back up the field, but not enough time on the clock as we're at the end of the third quarter. And the Bedford Bulldogs holding on to that thin 1-0 lead.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, if you like blowout games, this is not the game to be at. This is a very tight game. I thought Londonderry really seemed to come alive in that third quarter too. They had the majority of the opportunities. They just their defense was outstanding, and they had some great offensive opportunities. So I imagine that we'll see more of that as we head into the fourth and final quarter.
Yeah, whatever the Londonderry coach did during the half, she got the message through to her players, and they were all collapsing back in the defensive zone. So the Bulldogs would start charging towards the circle, and there would be 3 and 4 defenders going right towards the ball to slow the Bulldogs down, and then they would come away with it. It's really only going to take one opportunity, right? If Londonderry can just stay in this game, keep Bedford from going up 2-0, and get down, just get one shot off, this could be a whole different story.
Absolutely. And we know how quickly it can change.
We certainly do. So the Bulldogs really, if they can come out, set the tempo here, reset in the fourth, get a shot off, maybe a goal early, and then essentially lock down, they should be able to bring this thing home. If they can't, and the Londonderry Lancers are able to pull it out and tie this game back up again, Again, it's anybody's contest. This game's far from over. It's been a very entertaining game. Both teams have hustled all over the field. It's been really enjoyable to watch. And certainly got to give credit to Molly Tharrington in net for the Lancers. She's faced a couple of really hard shots.
She sure has.
And she's done a nice job, especially that lift in the second where Montagano ripped the wrister up high, and Tharrington was ready for it with the quick paddle save. On Bedford's side of the ball, Irene Tsai off that last corner attempt also squared up to the ball, kept the ball out, and made a nice save. So we've seen it all tonight, Pete. We've seen good goaltending. We've seen great defense. We've seen great passing up the field and execution. And here we are, 1-0. Semifinal game. Bulldogs up 1-0, trying to get to the finals on Saturday at Bedford High School. 15 minutes of play. That ball will be pushed back to Catane. Referee sets Catane at the 35 with the free hit. By Hodgson Rogers chips it up. Lenti comes back to help. She's at the 45. She gets the Lancers to commit a foul. Montagano will take it. She decides to switch fields. That gives Wolf time. Wolf from the 40. Goes down low to Lenti. Lenti at the 30. Back into Montagano. Montagano. Nice defensive play there. A quick stick by Murray. And the Lancers come up the field. Work it all the way up to the 40. Catane knocks it out of bounds. Londonderry will have the free hit. They push it up all the way down into the Bedford net. Because that ball was not shot from inside the circle or deflected inside the circle, that is no goal. That's why you saw Irene Tsai let that ball go by, and now we have a free hit for the Bulldogs from the 16. Carly Hodgson Rogers pushes it up to O'Donnell. She tries to go wide. Intercepted there. Elaine chips it away. Montagano comes charging back up the field. She's going to drive it up across the 50. Putney. She gathers it. She's looking for room. Stick handles across 45. O'Donnell comes away with it. Referee blows the whistle again. Calls a foul on the Bulldogs. Chambers will have it. Watch out for Chambers if she gets free in open field, Pete. Great stick handling, very good player. She's trying to look for Elaine. She sends it up. And Abby Elaine is there for the Bulldogs. Montagano tries to scoop it. It catches her foot. It's going to be a free hit for the Lancers. Chambers in from the 30. She pushes it up. Catches the foot of Montagano again. All the Bulldogs players are back on defense. Rallying to help out this defensive front. Chambers comes near side. Trying to move it up. Lenti charges out. Chops at it. Montagano does. Wolf does. Referee's going to call foul on the Bulldogs. Chambers is going to have a free hit. Referee's going to set her at the 32 in Bedford territory. Chambers tries to lay it out. Vi Hodgson Rogers with a steal. Cuts up across the field. Trying to get up across the 40. Does. Pushes it up to O'Donnell up across the 50. O'Donnell with some room. Dishes it out. Tries to get around the defender. Just can't, but she gets the defender to commit the foul. Bulldogs have the free hit. Montagano into the circle. Cuts left. Backhand shot. Knocked down. And the Lancers are going to come away with it with a free hit as the Bulldogs with a quick offensive chance. Chambers up the field. Lenti knocks it down. Chambers steals it back again. Cuts up across the 25. Wolf gets it. Kicks it up to O'Donnell. O'Donnell decides to go baseline. Looking for an opening. Sends it to Wolf. Wolf spins. Tries to drive in from the 15. Referee's going to call foul on the Lancers. And the Bulldogs will have a free hit from about the 12-yard line. Montagano. Quick back pass to Wolf. Wolf. Ball works its way down to Lenti. Lenti turns, shoots towards the net, but that ball goes out of bounds. That'll come back out to the 25 and remain Bulldog ball. as that went off the stick of a Lancer player. Senior captain, midfielder Eloise Montagano from the 25. Stick handles through 2 players. Gets another foul committed. Goes 5 yards. Wrists it in. Trying to catch Lenti out of her reach, and that ball goes out of bounds. Chambers lifts it upfield. Elaine's there, knocks it down. Referee blows the whistle because the Lancer player did not give Elaine 5 yards to play that ball that had been lifted. Montagano will take it. She'll lift it back the other way herself. O'Donnell comes away with it into the shooter circle, looking for room, trying to go backhand. Looks for it, gets it, shot, knocked down there. As that ball came up high, and Lancers come away with it. Vi Hodgson-Rogers, far side of the field. She loops around, pushes the ball up, finds Putney. Putney looking for an opportunity to put the ball in a shooter circle. Can't get through the defender, steals it away. But referee's going to call back of the stick on Putney, and that'll be a free hit coming back the other way. We're under 10 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Bulldogs up 1-0. Senior defender, captain, Catane from the far side of the field, battles for it along the 50. She's able to draw the foul off the Lancers. Referee's going to reset the Bulldogs here for the free hit. Should be about the 50-yard line. Montagano from the 50, ready to go to work. Pushes it to Elaine. Elaine lays it out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell comes back and gets it. She's at the 35. She's looking for room, trying to stick handle, loses it to Chambers. Chambers comes back the other way for Londonderry. Elaine sticks her stick out, steals it. Chambers steals it back. She goes up the field, catches Montagano's foot. And that'll be a free hit again for the Lancers. Silvestro will take it for Londonderry from the 45-yard line in Bedford territory. 8:30 left on the clock. Carly Hodgson-Rogers darts away with it. Charges up to midfield, pushes it up across midfield, up to the 40. Nice defensive play by Carly Hodgson-Rogers. Ball works its way to O'Donnell. She tries to get by the defenders, is able to draw a foul. Montagano goes quickly, looking for room, into the shooter circle, tries to wrist it, ends up catching the foot.
Yep, that'll be a corner
of the Lancer defender, and that will be the 8th corner of the night for the Bulldogs.
Well, little under 8 minutes left here. Here's a great opportunity for the Bulldogs to get a point on the board. They're due.
They are due.
7 corners. They're due.
One more of these have to go in. They capitalized on one. Wolf sets it up top. O'Donnell slips it. Goes to Montagano. She cuts left. Looking for a shot. Finds O'Donnell. One-timer shot towards the net. That hits something. I don't think Arrington got her pad on that. But the Bulldogs just don't connect. Great opportunity. And Montagano will take it from the 25 as that remains Bulldog ball. So that went off the stick of someone on the Lancer team. Montagano tries to push it through the defenders, but they come away with it. Abby Elaine gets it. Runs up across the 30. Lays it out to Putney. Putney on the 10-yard line. Chips at it, trying to get it into the circle. It goes off the foot of number 2, Grace Paul for Londonderry. And that'll be a free hit for the Bulldogs. From about the 5, O'Donnell will take it for Bedford. She lays it all the way back to Elaine. Misplayed. Ball flying up the field here as the Lancers have an opportunity. They get it up across the 50. They're into Bedford territory. Far side of the field, but Elaine is there. Abby Elaine comes away with it. Tries to catch it back up to the 50. Chambers gets it. She gets it to Murray. Murray looking for room. Elaine knocks it down. They're going to call something there. Montagano swipes at it, finds O'Donnell. She stick handles out of pressure. Up across the 50. She lays it out for Lenti. Lenti all the way down to the 25. Cuts back. tries to push the ball in the circle. Murray commits a foul. Under 6 minutes left in the clock. Montagano has it. Montagano from the 25. Wrists it into the circle. Ball bounces up. Wolf chips at it. O'Donnell chips at it. Lancers are going to get a free hit. Chambers pushes it up the field for Londonderry. Elaine comes back. She goes backhand with it. Ball works its way to Montagano. Beautiful pass to Lenti. Lenti has Elaine trying to cut in towards the net. Looking for room. Chips at it. Nicely defended there by Londonderry as they come near side of the field. But Montagano comes away with it. Quickly wrists it into O'Donnell. O'Donnell cuts right around the time at the top of the circle. Tries to get a shot off. But Delory sacrificing her body to stop O'Donnell. Montagano steals it away. Trying to look for an opening. Putney now has it. Putney. She tries to go far side. Drills it back into the circle. Out in front of the goal. Lenti has it. And referee blows the whistle, calling Bedford for another foul. And Chambers will send it upfield. Vi Hodgson Rogers knocks it down, sends it back in. Chambers again. Another foul called on the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are just locking the Lancers down, trying to get a scoring opportunity. But the Lancers have all been back on defense, not allowing for a lot of room for the Bulldogs. Lenti gets it. Lenti with a little room, sends it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell, quick pass, trying to catch Putney. Putney chips at it towards the net. Lenti out in front. Lenti spins, tries to drive it towards the net, out in front of the goal mouth. Ball goes off the goalie. See what the referee calls here. This could potentially be a stroke call, as Lenti did a spin move, tried to charge towards the net. And sure enough,
It is.
high drama here in the semifinal game. Referee is going to call a stroke shot for the Bulldogs. Senior attack captain Tegan O'Donnell will take it for the Bulldogs. 3 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. O'Donnell. Referee whistle, shot, score! Bedford Bulldogs go up 2-0 off the stroke penalty.
Terrific shot by Tegan O'Donnell. She's done that before. Blistering shot.
Beautiful execution. Quick wrist shot as the Bulldogs go up 2-0 here in the semifinals.
You know, at 3.5 minutes to go, they wanted that second point. So
huge goal for the Bulldogs.
Yep.
And as expected and delivered, Eloise Montagano on the first goal, Tegan O'Donnell on the second goal. The offensive firepower from these Bulldogs has been on display once again, and it's been there all year.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Ella Putney driving the ball towards a circle, getting a free hit. Lenti charging towards the net, a quick 360, trying to find a spot to get the ball in towards the goal mouth, and does. That leads to that stroke. And you've just seen the four of them all year, and the great play in the midfield between Grace Wolf, Vi Hodgson Rogers, moving the ball up the sideline. And anytime these players have from the other team have come up across the 50 and towards the Bedford defense, you have freshman sensation Abby Elaine stopping and knocking the ball down. You've got senior captain Mia Catane, Carly Hodgson Rogers, all these players just attacking the ball. In the past, what we would see, Pete, is Bedford would fall back and fall back and fall back and give away too much territory. But Coach Gaudreau has drilled it into them. Commit a soft foul between the 50 and the 40 and slow them down so everybody can get back on defense. And once again, we've seen just this patient play from the Bulldogs this entire game, waiting to catch that break to get the second goal. And here we are, Bulldogs on top, 2-0, 3:40 on the clock, fourth quarter. trying to get this victory and get to Saturday to that state championship game.
I would expect to see the Bulldogs just keep pressing, right? You can't sit back at 3.5 minutes here.
No, you don't want to panic, right? Keep doing what they've been doing all season.
Exactly.
As the Lancers work it up into Bedford territory, there's Elaine again on the ball. Murray into Chambers. Chambers gets bumped. She's going to get a free hit from about the 30. Chambers goes quickly. Moves it upfield. Elaine steps up again, knocks it down. Ball comes up. Londonderry's going to get a free hit from about the 19. Ball shot in towards the net. Sai kicks away. Beautiful save there as senior captain Catane comes out of nowhere to keep that ball from going in over the line. That'll remain Lancer's ball, but great defensive play. Sai did her job and stopped the initial shot. But can't highlight enough that senior leadership back there from Catane as Lenti comes charging back up the field. Tries to move it up, knocked down there. Montagano gets it, lays it out to Wolf. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Wolf, Silvestro steals it. She pushes it up the field, near sideline. Patakula had that ball for the Lancers. McKinnon at the 50. Vihotchin Rogers comes away with it. She chips it up. It works its way to about the 40. Ball goes up in the air. Referee's going to call a dangerous play. And the Lancers come away with it. Chambers sends it upfield. Chance for Londonderry into the circle. They chop at it. Referee's going to give Londonderry the call. That's going to be the Lancers' 4th opportunity of the night on the corners. Game's not over yet here. Minute 30, running time, so Londonderry has to hustle. Referee trying to get the Bedford defenders to get set. So Londonderry can inbound. Ball up top, Chambers, shot just wide to the right. She got a beautiful shot off. That thing had plenty of heat on it, Pete. One minute left on the clock. Semi-final game here. Bedford Bulldogs up 2-0. Elaine will take it for the Bulldogs from the 16. She pushes it upfield, finds Montagano. That ball stolen by the Lancers. They work their way back towards the circle. Chambers has it. Drives towards the net. Referee's going to award her with another corner. This will be the 5th corner of the night for Londonderry. 30 seconds left. The clock is ticking. Lancers have to hurry here. 15 seconds left. Ball inbounded. Chambers has it. She slips to Delory. Delory goes backhand into Chambers. Chipped at. Sai knocks it down. Ball goes out of bounds. 3 seconds left. 2, 1. Your Bedford Bulldogs are advancing to the state title game on Saturday at Bedford High School after a 2-0 decisive victory here over the Londonderry Lancers. Congratulations to both teams.
This has been a lot of years coming for the Bulldogs to make it to the championship game, which will be this Saturday, 7 o'clock at Bedford High School. It's been fascinating to be able to watch this team because I saw most of these athletes play for the last 4 years. Progress to a point where here they are. You know, they've had a plan. They've executed their plan clearly, particularly under Coach Godreau in the last couple of years. And my goodness, they're headed to a championship game. Yeah, and we'll see whether or not they're going to play Winnicott and Keene. Right,
that's right.
That's the next game coming up.
Yep, you've got the defending state champs, Keene Blackbirds, taking on the Winnicott Warriors here at 7 o'clock here at Exeter High School. and we will see how this all plays out. High drama, but we will see you on Saturday, November 1st. I believe the game right now is scheduled for 7 p.m.
That's correct. I've seen a 7 p.m. game.
7 p.m.
Division 1 plays the last game of the evening. There's Division 3 and Division 2 will play, and then the big Division 1 game.
But the stars have aligned for the Bulldogs.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, you're in the state title game. You played a great game. You've had an incredible season, and what a joy it has been to watch them play, Pete. And they really should celebrate the fact that they're going to play on the last game of the year, especially with these seniors taking their career all the way to the very end. There's something to be said for that. Can't wait to see the action on Saturday. They've certainly earned this opportunity, and we'll see who they play. They have a score to settle with the Keene Blackbirds after losing in a thriller at Keene early in the season that ended in a stroke call, just like we saw here tonight, where Keene was able to win that game and win a Winnacunnet. We ended up, the Bulldogs ended up with a tie. So either of these teams are greatly worthy of playing the Bulldogs, and we'll see what happens here. And hope to see you there on Saturday night.
Absolutely. So we, all of us here at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank all of our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage, especially tonight with a win in the semifinal Division I field hockey game. Particularly would like to thank Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants. That'd be T-Bones and the Copper Door. Would also like to thank Blue Hawk Media for sending out the feed so that the folks in Bedford and around the area and the grandparents and the cousins and friends will be able to watch what we saw tonight. Just a beautiful win by the Bulldogs, taking them to the championship on Saturday. For Scott, are you good? Because for Scott O'Donnell, I'm Pete McDonald. It's been great to be here at Bilball Stadium, and go Bulldogs.